In this episode of Tales from Retail, we're reading two stories with delusional Karens. I can't possibly have done this, so that makes you stupid. So you were charged 78 cents and you say it should have been 75 cents? You do realize you're complaining about 3 cents, right? If this is your first time, my name is Spicy and I cover the craziest and the funniest retail stories. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to click the like button and subscribe. If you like retail stories, check out my playlist in the description. Congratulations Pam for the comment of the day. If someone does that to me, I will also think they are selling whatever they are yelling out at me. Or is the reflex to immediately think they are looking for that item? Anyway, let's find some more Karens. I can't possibly have done this, so that makes you stupid. This is my first post here, and I thought it would be cathartic to share this particular story. Sorry for how long it is. It's been about a week since this happened, and it still stresses me out to think about it. I've worked in a phone shop in the UK for nearly 3 years now. An older lady, OL, came in, looking vaguely familiar, and since I was the only sales consultant free, I approached her. When she asked for a manager, I explained he was busy and asked if there was anything I could help her with, which we are encouraged to do if the manager is with another customer. At my offer, she came out with this gem. "You can help me understand my phone bill. I hope you're not one of the stupid ones who work here." My jaw almost dropped when she said this, and I saw another customer turn around to stare at her in disbelief. Plastering a smile on my face and keeping my voice as controlled as I could, I said, "I can assure you I am not stupid." She huffed and handed her phone over to me. As I am loading the app for the phone network she's with, she starts complaining about another staff member and tells me how she complained to the manager, that he was a great big lug with his nails bitten right back. I suddenly realized where I know her from. She'd been in a month before with a newer member of staff who had been way too blunt and dismissive with her. He'd also explained the phone bill to her, but had gotten really impatient and she did not understand what he was explaining to her. At the time, I thought, and I still think, he did not handle things as well as he could have. But I understood why he'd been this way after dealing with her myself. This lady could not understand that the reason her phone app now read June bill X amount at the top of the screen was because the May bill had been paid. I loaded the May bill up, showed her that the payment date was taken several days earlier and that the screen now showed the next payment that was to be taken. But I added something to my bill a week ago and it's not showing up here. The extra $4 charge? Yes, here it is on the May bill. It's been grouped into the last bill. That's the second time I got that charge. Why? It is not fair. It says here you rang an Irish number on the 21st of April. Ringing Irish numbers is not part of any of our phone plans. Do you recognize this number? It is my Guardsner number, but I did not ring them. Have you been charged before for ringing this number? Yes, but I deleted this number last week, so I don't know why I've been charged again. If you deleted his number, you will still be charged for previous calls you've made. The old lady stares at me blankly. I don't know if I rang him. I am not sure what to tell you as it states here that you rang him on the 21st of April. That is why you have this extra charge. She mutters something under her breath, which I think might have been, "You're not telling me anything," but switched to a direct tone. "Can you print me off a statement?" "Your phone statement? Yes, I can do that for you, no problem." No, not that. I can see that here. I want a bank statement. Can you go to the bank and get me that? No, I can't do that. It is a breach of data protection. There is a bank just around the corner though. They can print enough for you. The old lady throws her hands in the air. Data protection this, data protection that. Why can't you just get it for me? Because the bank will not allow me to access another person's statements. And I could lose my job for doing that. Huh, so you're not going to do anything for me? I thought you were meant to be the one of the smart ones. In nearly 5 years of working retail, I have never lost my temper or raised my voice to a customer. This time, it took everything in me to keep my voice controlled, even though my whole body was shaking with anger. Her words, I caught the attention of several of my colleagues and some customers who were staring over in shock at what this wizened old bat has just said, and they could probably see the fury I was holding back. I was done with her. I think it is best if you wait for the manager, as I don't feel I can help you. Wait, I just need this explained to me. I have been explaining this bill to you and you have not been listening to me. with the way you've been speaking to me, I cannot deal with you anymore, but my manager will be more than happy to help you. But I just need to know where this payment went. I took the phone from her, again loading the May bill and silently pointing to the date it was taking out. She studied the phone for a moment and then let out a deep breath. So it was already taking out and my next bill is for June? Yes. And the extra charge was on the last bill? That's all I wanted to know. And that is what I've explained to you several times. She started packing up her things, sighing and laughing to herself while I stood there with a stony expression. After all that, I think I need to lie down in a dark room. Do you understand your bad inquiries now? Yes, see it now. So I'm not stupid, am I? She looked genuinely surprised at this, as she'd completely forgotten what she said. My blood was still boiling and I knew I'd regret it if I didn't call her out on what she said. She put her hand on my wrist and patted it patronizingly, suddenly smiling. Strangers touching me puts me in a lot of discomfort, so I pulled my hand away from her. Her voice is now sweet. I'm sorry I said that, dear. You know I did not mean it. Regardless, you implied I was stupid when I was trying to help you. I'm sorry. It's just so frustrating me when people don't understand you. Evidently, she did not see the irony in her words. She grabbed her bags, thanked me and left. And I went into the storeroom to scream for a few minutes to let off some steam. When I was speaking to my manager about it later, he was furious at how she spoke to me and mentioned she'd been similarly rude when he helped her before. When my other staff members asked me about it, I told them I was glad that they let me deal with her myself instead of stepping in, because God knows what she would have said about me then. My mother asked me later why I didn't tell the lady that I have 2 degrees when she brought up my intelligence. I pointed out to her that I should not have to flex my education. Educated or not, people do not deserve to be disrespected by crazy old broads who huff and puff through every explanation and don't listen to you. I am just praying that the next time she inevitably comes in, I have a good excuse not to serve her. Karen alert! I just finished reading this story and I hate this Karen. You are a horrible human being. I said it, sorry, I mean it, and I won't apologize for it. Some say old people are bitter for a reason, but no, young people are a real pain when they want to, and people can too. So don't you dare bring age into that. She is part of the worst kinds of our society. I never had respect for people who mistreat minimum wage workers in retail stores, in restaurants like the servers, or the ones working in fast food, etc. It is plain old disrespectful, a lack of proper manners. It sucks you don't even realize this girl could be a family member of yours. Why don't you give her a little respect, or at least not insult her intelligence or anyone's intelligence? If you were so intelligent, how come you don't understand your bill? I've got times I did not understand mine and I've asked about it. In these situations, you need to listen and understand what they say, not convince them of what you think. You are a level 100, Karen. I hate you. Sorry, I said it. So you were charged 78 cents and you say it should have been 75 cents? You don't realize you're complaining about 3 cents, right? This is my first post to Reddit, and even though English is my first language and I write fiction in my free time, typos and mistakes happen, so give me a shout if you find something I missed. I used to work in retail for just shy of 9 years. In that time span, I worked the front checkout as a cashier and attended at the self-checkouts, the courtesy bar where people can process return and exchanges or buy cigarettes, the floral counter, and occasionally the apparel desk. Yes, we were a big store that did everything, but did not really do it all that great sometimes. Jack of all trades and a master of none, as some will say. So anyways, this story, as most do, takes place at the courtesy desk. As I mentioned, we sell cigarettes here, rent out carpet cleaners, issue rain checks, process returns and exchanges, and handle price discrepancies, all while being expected to answer the phone in a timely manner. Don't you dare let that phone ring more than 3 times. On this particular day, my store had corn cobs on sale for a multi-buy special. You know, the kind of sale that's usually something like 2 for $5 or $2.99 each? Well, my store tended to do things a little differently and the customers loved it. For us, instead of that single item being $2.99, you could buy one and still get it for $2.50. They just advertised it at 2 for $5 because, you know, business. So for store signs, multi-buy prices will always list the individual price in a smaller font but in no way eligibly small, below the multi-buy price. Always. This meant that for the odd occasion when the individual price will be higher and a customer tried to dispute it, we could point it out and say it's a multi-buy, and that would be it. But not today. Anyways, onto the story. The sale was corn was 8 for $1. I know, it's a steal. But for some of you clever readers, you might have already noticed that $1 divided by 8 is 12.5 cents. And no store in their right mind will list something for a half cent so the sign reads 8 for $1 or 13 cents each. No big deal, right? Wrong. Not for this lady. Yes, this was years ago, so the dialogue is not perfect, but it's the best of my memory. I am standing alone, in courtesy as we call it, and an older lady, late 50s at best, walks in with a receipt. I greet her as per normal and she seems very pleasant. A nice reprise from most of the older people that came into the store. I swear, most of them just wanted to give us a hard time. I ask her how can I help her, and she puts her receipt down on the counter and say, I just bought some corn and was overcharged. She points out the corn on her bill and it also shows they are the price for 8 for $1 or 13 cents each. I nod and ask, okay, so what is the price supposed to be? It was supposed to be 8 for $1. She says, I only bought 6, so I should have been charged 75 cents and was charged 78. I pause for a moment and taking the fact that this woman is here for over 3 cents. I do my best to hide my reaction before I work some quick math in my head to find that 6 times the individual price of 13 cents would in fact be 78 cents. I then say to this woman, actually miss, the price is right. Before I can even explain myself, she interjects and says, no, I was doing the math when I picked them out and they should be 12.5 cents each. In that case, they should be 75 cents. After all, I was too short of the food 8 and 2 times 12.5 is 25. 25 cents off the dollar means 75 cents. I had to hold my breath as she went around explaining this to me in so many roundabout ways. At this point, I was thankful for my years of experience in keeping my retail composure. Smiling to her, I politely explained, yes, I understand, miss. But this sale is part of a multi-buy and you need to buy all 8 for the multi-buy price to apply. But this store always has the individual price the same as it would be if you were to buy the whole amount, she argues. She was not wrong. At the point in time, our store never did the elevated individual pricing. That change will not come about for some time. But still, no store would list a price in fractions. I understand, but it says right here on your receipt that the individual price is 13 cents each, which is only because we can't actually list something for 12.5 cents. So if you were to buy the full 8, the register will adjust for the proper pricing. I know it's a little weird considering how our store pricing normally works, but it's only because they could not evenly divide the $1 by 8. I am sorry, but the price you paid is right. She looks at me, still remaining calm, but not at all convinced. She made her point and I've made mine, but she's not happy. She wants those 3 cents. I can see that she's about to argue further, and at this point, we have already discussed this for easily 5 minutes. There is no one behind her in line, but I've had enough of this conversation and I absolutely refuse to call my manager over 3 cents. It would be beyond a waste of time since I've had managers bend to the customers for way more. At this point, I take a soft breath and say, Miss, I can refund you the 3 cents, but the price is right. At this point, she smiles and says, yes, I think I'd like that. As soon as she said that, she looks down to her receipt again and I am so thankful because I could not stop myself from mouthing, wow, in an elongated manner, and she was oblivious to it. I took her receipt in my hand, and this is when this whole situation just got better. At our store, our return policy, as in the case for most stores, is that the refund must be applied in the same way it was paid, meaning that if she paid on a credit card, I had to refund it on her credit card. And boy did she use her credit card. So I key in a corn cup for a refund. altering the price to 3 whole cents and looked to her as I say, okay, the refund will go back on your credit card since that's the way you originally paid for it. She hesitated a moment and I can only guess she's about to ask me why I don't just give her the cash. Surprisingly, she doesn't say anything and just fishes for her credit card. You are lucky, lady, because I was not giving you cash. For those of you who don't know, Canada has removed the pennies from circulation, which meant I would have to give her a 5-cent nickel. And with a minimum wage currently at $14 at the time, she already wasted over $1.17 of my time, and I was not about to give her 1 penny more. Hey, did you like this Tales from Retail video? If you did, check out my Retail Stories playlist right here. I bet you will love it. These videos take me a lot of effort and time to make, so if you can show me some support by liking the video and subscribing, this will mean the world to me. Also hit the bell button to know when we post a new video and join the notification gang. Thank you again for watching episode 6 of Tales from Retail. See ya!